Hello, 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 my friends, and welcome to another episode of Terror Radio Podcast. If this is your first time joining me, then welcome. This is a podcast dedicated in bringing you the best of horror and thriller old-time radio broadcasts, as well as original stories. I'm your host, Keith, aka the Radio Show Nerd, and I finally made it home from a very enjoyable week of celebrating Mother's Day as well as my birthday. And I want to thank you all for the well wishes. Now, today's episode is called Opportunistic Love. So, without further ado, this is Terror Radio. The two radio series highlighted tonight are ABC Mystery Time and Beyond Midnight. Our first radio play is entitled Death Walked In, and this was first broadcasted on ABC Mystery Time, June 6, 1956. Following that is the radio play Houese Was a Sphinx. Now this was first broadcasted on Beyond Midnight, March 21st, 1969. Now, you all know the drill. Sit back, turn down the lights, and listen to Death Walked In, followed by Houese Was a Sphinx.
It's mystery time. Time now for the best in mystery. Tonight, on Masters of Mystery, an exciting melodrama titled Death Walked In.
Get away from that phone or I'll kill you.
You're bluffing, Julie. I know you are.
Oh, Julie! You were wrong, Ed. I wasn't bluffing.
Good evening. This is Don Dowd, your host for Mystery Time, back again to introduce another in ABC Radio's great Monday through Friday lineup of mystery dramas. Every night at this time, a new and different story. Our drama tonight on Masters of Mystery was written by Joseph Ruskall and is titled Death Walked In. The action of our story covers the course of only a few days, but I think you'll agree with me that the moments are filled with emotional impact and suspense. So now, live on Masters of Mystery, Death Walked In.
You know me, Ed Grimes, real estate. Respected. A solid citizen till this happened. Till death walked in. It doesn't always lurk in dark corners. It can come into your parlor, like it did in Noirs. Hannah's in mine. It could be someone innocent looking, like the attractive young woman with books under her arm who rang our doorbell one afternoon.
Yes? You're Mrs. Grimes? Yes, I'm Mrs. Grimes. Well, may I speak to you a moment? A friend of yours, Mrs. Tillingham, sent me. Oh, yes. Please come in. Thank you. I'm sorry I kept you waiting so long, but I'm simply morbid about answering the door when my husband's away. You say Mrs. Tillingham sent you? Why, yes. You see, I just placed one of these valuable library editions in her home, and, well, she mentioned you as a likely prospect. Oh, you're selling something? Oh, no, absolutely nothing, Mrs. Grimes. We're practically giving it away. This complete set of encyclopedias, just as you see them in this brochure. You see, we're giving them to special and selected families just for a limited time and as a special advertising campaign. Oh, no, not today. Well, for practically nothing more than the price of the postage, this complete world-famous... But we already have a set of encyclopedias. You're not from hereabouts, are you? No, I work town to town. I just arrived here. From where? Carterville. Carterville? Did you do well there? So. Oh, you look tired and cold. Come on into the living room and sit a while. Thank you. Can I make you a cup of tea, Miss Smith? Julie Smith. No, thanks. Oh, those gorgeous drapes. It's so right. So awfully right and so expensive.
How nice of you to say so, Miss, but they're really not.
Oh, what I wouldn't give for a home like this. But then I'd have to have a nice man to go with it, wouldn't I? To keep it up. Oh, say like that gentleman there on the grand piano.
Oh, why, how observant you are. Yes, that's my husband's photograph. Would you call him handsome?
Not handsome exactly, but strong and solid. Oh, will he be home soon?
Looks like he's detained at his office.
Well, perhaps if I came around tomorrow at this time.
Well, I can't promise a thing. I'll ask him. But do come around anyway. We'll have a cup of tea.
Encyclopedia? Are you out of your mind, Hannah? Why do we need another set? We've got one. Nothing doing.
Dear, she'll hear you.
Hear me? Well, where is she?
In the kitchen. This is twice she's called now. Oh, my heart melts for that poor girl. She's had such a hard life, bringing up a large family, canvassing house to house. Oh, we just can't turn her away without a sale. It wouldn't be charitable.
Darling, do you have to let in every stray alley cat that comes to the door?
Now, Ed, don't talk that way. Here she comes. Oh, there you are, Julie. Come and meet my husband. Ed, this is Miss Julie Smith, in reference to those books I was telling you about.
How do you do?
How do you do, Mr. Grimes? I feel I already know you from that picture on the piano. Now, Mr. Grimes, about the encyclopedia.
$85. What made me do it? Shelling out $85 when we've already got a set.
No one forced you, Ed. You could have said no. Why did you do it?
That's just it. I don't know. She looked at me and I don't know. Devil take her.
Well, what's done is done. It's a good, kind deed anyway. She's delivering the books to us tomorrow night. And when she comes, I want you to put a pleasant face on it and be civil to her. Please, Ed. Would you like more tea?
Oh, yes. Yes, thank you so much.
My. Oh, those books look lovely. Of course, I've no idea where we're going to put them. Where do you live, Miss Smith?
Well, I'm homeless at the moment, I'm afraid. My landlady locked me out. I owe rent.
Oh.
I'm not doing half as well as I did at Carterville. If I could only find some place to stay tonight. You see, I'll have plenty of money tomorrow for my Carterville commission. Well, I think...
Oh, you
my
poor thing. You have caught an awful cold. And now, look, my husband's due home any minute, and I'm sure he won't mind a bit if you stay here with us for a few days.
Here I am, Mrs. Grimes, back from marketing. Oh, and I got the most wonderful rose.
Oh, Julie, you're an angel. But really, you shouldn't just because you're feeling all right again. I'm perfectly able.
No, you sit right where you are in your rocker and relax. I'll tend to these. Oh, and here's your morning paper. You see, I didn't forget that either.
You're a dear.
Now, you just sit and read all the gossip and let me run this house. Oh, did my luggage arrive?
Just a while ago. I put it up in your room.
Well, it'll only be for a few more days or so. Of course, your husband doesn't think...
Oh, nonsense. You're perfectly welcome to stay a few days more, I'm sure. Oh, good heavens.
What's wrong?
Oh, my gracious. In the very next town, too. Listen to this. Carterville man confesses wife murder. In an astonishingly gruesome confession to police today, a Carterville merchant, Dudley C. Whipple, confessed that...
How was the murder discovered?
Conscience. That's how it was discovered. Everyone thought his wife died a natural death. There she was lying in her grave a whole week when suddenly her husband gets pangs of conscience and confesses she was poisoned.
Did they live on 22 Elm Street, does it say?
Why, yes. Yes, how'd you know?
Oh, I sold them a set of books.
You did? Why, that's right. You told me you were in that town for a while. Well, imagine passing.
Poor Mrs. Whipple. She was such a nice lady, and she had such a lovely, lovely home. Oh, that's cake for tonight. Did you take it out of the oven?
Oh, yes, I did. Don't worry. Well, think of it. You actually sold that couple.
Did Mr. Grimes like the last cake I baked?
Well, of course, dear.
That's very kind of you to say so, but I know he dislikes me. He resents my presence here, I know.
Why, Julie, what makes you think so?
Way he avoids me.
Oh, now.
He hates me. He wants me out of here. Yes, he does. Oh, Mrs. Grimes, I owe you so much, and I'm so grateful, but I just can't stay here the way he treats me.
Nonsense. Mr. Grimes is just as happy as I am about this little temporary arrangement. And if he isn't civil to you, I'll tell him a thing or two. Do you hear me, Julie? What are you staring at?
Parlor, Mrs. Grimes. You know, if you let me, I could really do things with it. This table here, for instance. I'd put it over there. That chair could go here. So much could be done. Hello?
Oh, hello. Where's my wife?
At the dentist. She'll be back soon, Mr. Grimes. Notice anything?
Huh? Oh, hey. What? Is this my house? It's different. Oh, the whole room looks different. Well, who did it?
I did. Oh, with your wife's consent. How do you like it?
Oh, not bad. Yeah, not bad at all. It is better, indeed it is.
At last, to find a married man with an autistic eye.
Oh, why married man?
I don't know. They lose a sense of beauty somehow, and wives so often take their husbands for granted. I never would. You remind me of someone.
Who?
Man in Carterville.
Why?
I don't know. Oh, do you mind if I turn on the radio?
No.
Do you dance?
Dance?
If I were alone right now, you know what I'd do?
No, what?
Dance alone. I like to dance alone. Do you mind if I do anyhow?
Go ahead.
I like to dance. I love to dance around and around.
You're very graceful, Julie.
I'm young. He was a weakling, though.
Who?
Man in Carterville. You seem different. You don't like me, do you?
What makes you think so?
Why do you always avoid me? Never mind. I'll be leaving tomorrow.
You will?
Won't you be glad to get rid of me? You like to look at me, though, don't you? I've seen you looking at me. Like you are now. Just like you are now. Ed, think I'd make someone a nice wife?
Ed, Julie came to me again in tears, with her suitcase all packed. She wanted to leave, just because you've been behaving so brutally to her. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, that's what, driving that poor girl to tears.
What are you looking at, Ed? Me? I wonder why. But you look at me while you can. I'm leaving soon. Will you miss me when I'm gone?
Please say you'll be nicer to her, Ed. Go out of your way the few more days she's here to make her feel at home. One of the family.
Hannah, that girl must go. There's something about her, I tell you. I have a strange feeling that for some weird reason she's wormed her way into our home in order to...
To what, dear?
I don't know. Maybe it's a premonition or something. I think that when she rang the doorbell that time, Hannah, she's going to pack her bags and get out right now.
Park here. Here's a nice lonely spot. Well, what are you waiting for? You wanted to tell me something. You started to up in my room. took me out here. I wonder why. Kiss me, Ed.
Julie. Julie.
I knew it all the time. I knew it had come to this. I do things to you, don't I? The moment I first saw you, I could tell. What if your frumpy old wife could see us now?
Shut up.
I wonder what she'd say.
Stop it, you...
All right. I understand. You had to slap me because you're not used to this.
What's happening to me? Who are you? Where do you come from? What do you want?
You? Kiss me again.
Julie.
I knew you couldn't send me away. We're right for each other. I like you. You want me bad. Add it. Then subtract. All we've got to do is subtract it. You know what I mean.
What are you talking about?
Well, what do you take me for? Some cheap thing? Oh, no, Ed. I come expensive, and my price is a wedding ring.
I'm a married man.
I like married men. I want one. They've already got with bungalows with lovely furnishings. I'd make you a real nice wife, Ed.
Do you think I'd ever divorce her for you?
I knew a man in Carterville said just that. He didn't like divorce either. But he wanted me bad. Real bad, like you. And in the end, there was another way.
Oh, you're the limit. Half the time I don't know what you're raving about. You're so crazy. You're crazy, wonderful. Come here.
Hands off, please. Drive me to the station.
What?
I'm grabbing the first train out of town like you told your wife. Now, kindly get started.
Julie, you can't leave now.
Why can't I?
Because I can't let you... No, Julie, don't go now. Please, not now. Oh, Julie.
That's better. I'll come back, sure. But you know what it means if I do, Ed. If I come back on one condition, you'll have to get rid of her. Sooner or later, some way or other.
I declare, Mrs. State, that lively mind of yours, Ed and Julie, ridiculous. He positively dislikes her. He's hardly exchanged 2 words with her. That's the best one I ever heard.
How much longer are we going to wait, Ed? I'm not waiting any longer. We've got to get rid of Hannah.
But, Julie,
It's easy. All you do is do it. Do it quickly and it's done.
Julie, I can't divorce Hannah. I'd rather die. And she'd never
Who's
divorce...
talking about that? You always pretend you don't know what I mean. You know well enough. Inside your heart jumps like mine because you know we're going to do it.
No.
It's the only way. Ed, you'd be surprised how easy it is. Remember I once told you about that weakling from Carterville? That thing he used? No pain and no one would ever know. You get it in a drugstore. I can get it today, and tonight at dinner you'll pretend some food spilled on your trousers. When Hannah turns, I'll slip it into a cup of coffee. Well, Ed, will you or won't you?
Julie, I'll do it.
Scorching hot coffee, just like you like it, Ed. No, Julie, don't get up. I swear the way that girl spoils me, Ed, doesn't let me do a thing. Why, she runs this house much better than I ever could.
Oh, now, Mrs. Grimes, now you just sit down.
You see that, Ed? Draws up my chair, treats me like a queen. But I have revolted. I insisted that she at least let me make the coffee. That reminds me. Oh, the silliest rumor I heard today.
What was it?
Oh, well, it isn't even fit to repeat. Sit down, Julie, and drink your coffee. How is it, Ed?
Fine, honey.
Oh, Mr. Grimes,
Yes?
weren't you supposed to do something for me? Mr. Grimes.
What's that, Julie? Do what?
Nothing.
What is it, Ed? Why, Julie, whatever are you fidgeting with that person?
Oh,
goodness, what's wrong with you, Ed?
I spilled some coffee on my trousers.
Rub water on it quick or it'll stain. Oh, land's sake, Ed, it's a new suit. Couldn't you be a little more careful?
Well, it's all right, Hannah. Just a drop.
It's delicious coffee. It does smell good, if I do say so myself.
Hannah, don't.
Don't what?
And then nothing.
Well, you are a mistake tonight. Tastes good, too. Well, what about the movies after we get everything cleared away? There's a new picture down at the... This coffee. Something's burning us. I'm choking. Help me, Julie. Help me, Ed. Ed, I thought you loved me.
Hannah, forgive me. I was out of my mind. You'll be all right. I'll get a doctor.
Get away from that phone, Ed. Put down that phone. Drop that phone, Ed, or I'll kill you.
Hello.
I've got a gun, Ed. If you don't drop that phone...
Hello, Dr. Meadows.
Don't believe me. You're going to put down that phone? No? You want a second bullet? Okay, then here it...
Hold it, lady. Drop that gun.
No, you don't. I'm not afraid of the police. You won't take my home away from me, not this time. My home. My beautiful home.
What happened here, Mr. Grimes? You hurt bad? I'm all right, Officer Jerry. Quick, my wife. She's been poisoned. We'll get her to the hospital right away. Well, the girl here is dead. Hannah? She's unconscious. We'll get her to the hospital. And then you'll come with me to headquarters. There are a few questions you'll have to answer. Questions? There's a statewide alarm out for this girl. We traced her to your home, and I was on my way over here to warn you. She was wanted in Carterville, Glen Springs, several places. Complicity in half a dozen homicides. Juliet? A killer? All women are victims. Wives. Poison, just like in your wife's case. You going to confess? Confess? Me? They usually do, the husbands. But you know, Mr. Grimes, I kind of feel sorry for that girl. She was plenty confused, but strangely enough, on only one subject. You see, she was brought up in an orphanage, and she never had a home of her own in all her life. Oh, let's go, Mr. Grimes.
At my trial, not one of all my friends came forward to speak a good word for me. No one but my wife, that is. She'd gotten well enough by then to be brought into the courtroom in a wheelchair. Poor Hannah sure spoke up for me. But the jury pitied her too much to show me mercy. Anyhow, they thought her words very queer, I guess, especially when she said,
He's a good man, Your Honor. It wasn't his fault, really. Not really. Sometimes something that's not ourselves... well, maybe it was my fault. I mean to say, after all, he was away, and I really shouldn't have answered that doorbell.
This is Don Dowd again, your host for Mystery Time. You have just heard Masters of Mystery, live from New York. Tonight's play, Death Walked In, was produced by Clark Andrews in association with Ronald Dawson and Rubber Doctor. Featured in tonight's drama were Ann Loring, Bill Johnstone, Peggy Allenby, and Frank Butler.
I do know, though, that if a bedroom door is locked, I cannot rest until it is opened. Perhaps you feel like that, too. Davy Snowden did. He had a few ideas about what might lie on the other side of a certain locked door, but he could never have guessed with any accuracy. You see, a mere turn of a handle sent him on a journey into and beyond midnight. Biotech, the new soap and pre-wash powder, presents Beyond Midnight by Michael McCabe.
I received a letter from Mrs. Bookfights of Spoon Street, Lakeside, Cape Town during the week, and she wrote to me about Biotex. She said my daughter's gym tunic was very badly stained, with the result she would not wear it. I decided to try Biotex, which you advertised, and I soaked the garment for a few hours, and much to my amazement, the stains disappeared. I have spoken about this product to my friends who are now using Biotex, and I'd like to say a big thank you for making this product available to us. Well, as I've been saying for a little while, Mrs. Bookfights and you other ladies, Biotex is absolutely marvelous when it comes to helping get rid of those very stubborn stains. I've kept on emphasizing that you let soaking do your washing. And you will notice that these stains just vanish by using Biotex merely by soaking overnight or for a couple of hours in warm water or pre-washing in your washing machine. It is spelt Biotex.
The house was a sphinx, squatting on the hillside. It had the dark, sullen look of all empty houses, but its size also made it seem tragic. It was 4 stories high, the topmost floor overhanging the entrance and supported on spidery white columns. It was a house built in an era of opulence, and then deserted by its owners for smaller, racier houses in more fashionable sections of the countryside. Spotlighted in the glare from the car, they embraced and kissed, and the girl fumbled in her purse for a key. The boy went back and made the car dark again.
Hey, wait for me. Wait for me. Oh, here we are.
Hunting light sources and finding them, the front room blazed into view, but the gloom of the old house was only partly dispelled.
Oh, will you just look at the wallpaper? Positively scurfy.
It looks different, huh? How long has it been since you were here?
Yes, it's almost 8 years. I was 9 when Father died, and that's when we moved out. We've always rented the place every summer, though. Rented it out, you know? Just smell it out.
You rented it out. That's why the lights are still on, I guess.
Davy, maybe we shouldn't have come here.
Oh, Bonnie. Bonnie.
He grinned. It was an appealing, crooked grin, placing lean dimples on the smooth plane of his cheeks. He was 22, and the best-looking boy that had ever come into Bonnie Daniels' life. And now, he was even more than that.
Davy. Let's go explore.
Right, okay. Go up these stairs here.
From room to room and floor to floor they went, racing down corridors, giggling at ancestral portraits, playing hide-and-seek in the labyrinth of upstairs bedrooms. They made the old house shake with their exuberance and ring with their laughter. It was on the 4th and topmost floor that Davy found the door that wouldn't yield.
You old house. I'm a ghost. I's just a little old ghost.
I can't, Davy. I can't. I have to sink down. Sink down. And rest because I'm tired. And I've no strength. And
Hey, this is queer. All the others are open. Oh, brother, this one's really stuck.
No. No, it isn't stuck. It's locked. It's always been locked.
Oak. That's what this is made of, okay? Oak. What's behind it?
I don't know. It's been locked since ever I can remember. Daddy once told me never to go near this room, and once I remember my mother talking about it. She was sort of nervous, I recall.
Sounds mysterious. What say we break it in?
Oh, no, Davy. No. We can't do that.
Well, gee, aren't you curious? Maybe it's full of hanging women, like Bluebeard's castle. Or I tell you what, maybe it's where the family jewels are hidden.
Oh, let's leave it alone, Davy. I was always scared of that door. Davy, don't!
Well, what's it locked for? There's got to be something pretty valuable in there. Listen, for all you know, there may be money in there. I mean, your father left the house to you, didn't he? I mean, if there's something valuable in there, it belongs to you, doesn't it?
Davy, you promised not to talk about money.
I'm not talking about your mother's money.
But the house isn't really mine. Not yet. Well, not till I'm 21, and that's 2 years yet, Davy.
Don't be technical.
Davy?
Okay, if that's how you feel. We have plenty of time anyway. Hey, come here.
No, please, Davy. Let's go downstairs.
Oh, sure, let's go. Come on.
They went to the first floor, and Davy, with dramatic gestures, pulled all the dust sheets from the furniture, and then he went to the basement and returned with kindling. The fire took a long time to get going. A city boy, Davy was inexpert. Finally, though, warmth was induced, and they pulled the sofa close and curled into each other's arms.
Come on, kitten. Time to go to bed. You're asleep. You always fall asleep. Hey, what the... Hey, we got company. No, wait.
It's Mother. Mother, it's all right. Mother, it's all right. You're hurting me.
All right, is it? I suppose you're David Snowden. I've heard about you, Mr. Snowden. Well, thank heavens I had the sense to think of this place when Bonnie didn't show up at home.
You have it all wrong. Davy, tell her.
Mrs.
Never
Daniels,
mind. I understand everything. I was afraid something like this might happen as soon as Bonnie started mentioning you in her letters from school. Get your things, Bonnie. We're going home.
Mrs. Daniels.
I don't want to hear.
We're married, Mrs. Daniels.
It's true. We were married in Elton this afternoon.
You can't be. You're underage.
Not in Elton. 19's fine in Elton. You can't do anything, Mother. Please, try to understand.
Oh, I understand all right. I went through a dozen Davies when I was your age. All the handsome boys who thought I was the catch of the season. Even if I had braces on my teeth and a bad complexion. Oh, Bonnie. Bonnie, my poor Bonnie.
I love Bonnie, Mrs. Daniels.
Suppose you have no money.
Mother!
No. My family were immigrants. My father was a freight dispatcher till he died. My mother's alive, but I don't even know where. I haven't any kind of a family background, Mrs. Daniels, but I love Bonnie.
Why? You heard, Mr. Snowden. Why?
Why? You can't explain something like that.
She's a plain girl. Are you blind? She's plain. Why does a handsome boy like you want to marry my daughter? Do you think I'm stupid?
Mother.
I love her, and that's all there is to it, and we're married, and there's nothing you can do about it.
You're handsome, Mr. Snowden, but you're not very bright. There's everything in the world I can do about it. I intend having this marriage annulled immediately.
Oh,
We won't let you do that, Mrs. Daniels.
Going home now, Bunny. I want you to come with me.
I won't.
Don't make it any worse than it is now.
I won't. Davy, tell her I'm not going.
You see how it is, Mrs. Daniels?
Yeah, I see how it is. You will regret this girl. Mark my words.
I can't live without Davy. And if you break this up, I'll kill myself, I swear.
Don't talk nonsense. But a heart doesn't break. It withers. That's what I don't want you to find out.
I will. I mean it. I'll kill myself.
It's a lousy hole, and you know it. I'm ashamed to have to bring you here to 2 rooms downtown.
Oh, don't worry, Davy. We'll make it nice. You'll see. There's something else. More important now, Davy. Can she really do what she said?
I don't know. I'll have to talk to a lawyer.
Because I couldn't stand it if she did, Davy.
Your mother loves you. She wouldn't hurt you.
Davy, tell me the truth. Do you think I'm plain? Huh?
I think you're beautiful.
Tell me the truth, Davy. Do you think I'm plain, Davy? Do you? Tell me the truth, Davy. Do you think I'm plain, Davy? Do you? Tell me the truth, Davy. Do you think I'm plain, Davy? Do you? Tell me the truth, Davy.
Now, an effective spray-on furniture polish that gives a wax shine instantly. Johnson's Pledge. Just spray on, and your duster becomes a magnet. Picks up every speck of dust in seconds. Pledge dusts, cleans, deep waxes quickly, easily. And new, deeper wax formula Pledge will protect your furniture longer. Buy Johnson's Pledge Aerosol today.
Soak, soak.
That's all you have to do.
Soak, soak.
Just for an hour or two, you'll find things look as good as new when you use new Biotex.
With amazing new Biotex, the stubbornest stains will vanish. Yes, vanish clean away. Just by soaking your laundry overnight in cold water, or for an hour or two in warm water, or by pre-washing it quickly in your washing machine. Get amazing new Biotex today.
Davy, what happened?
I went to Hillinger and Dow's. Father of an old fraternity pal of mine works there.
Well?
Bonnie, it doesn't look so good. The lawyer thinks your mother can run us through a ringer. By the time she's through with us, I'll probably be arrested for kidnapping you over the state lines. Looks pretty hopeless, kitten.
It can't be, Davy. Maybe if you talk to her.
She won't give me a chance. She's made up her mind that all I want is her lousy money.
Well, what if there wasn't any money? What if I signed away all the rights to the money my father left me? That would make her believe... That would make her believe us, wouldn't it?
That's kind of drastic, Bonnie. I mean, the money's yours when you come of age. I mean, you're entitled to it.
I don't care about the money.
Yeah, sure, but there has to be another way. There has to be.
Davy.
What?
You don't care about the money, do you?
Do I care about your money, Bonnie?
Because if I saw it... If I thought that... What, Davy?
What kind of a question is that to ask your husband?
Well, you better give me some kind of answer, Davy.
Have I acted as if all I want is your money? Oh, sure. That's what your old lady thinks. Oh,
because
sure,
I want my mother to be wrong. More than anything else in the world, I want my mother to be wrong, Davy. Oh, say you'd love her. Please, Davy.
Listen, I got an idea. It's a crazy idea, and I won't blame you if you don't go along with it.
What is it?
You remember what you said, what you told your mother up at the house about you killing yourself?
Yes, but what are you talking about?
Look, she didn't believe you, of course. Nobody believes you when you talk wild like that, but if anything would make her realize that you really love me, I mean, that this marriage was really important to you. No, look, listen, Bonnie, don't get me wrong. I mean, What would your mother think if she thought you were really serious about killing yourself? Wouldn't that make her change her mind in a hurry?
Why, I suppose it would. You can't fool about like that, Davy. Well, we couldn't fool her about a thing
Look,
like...
if you really tried to commit suicide, Bonnie, only you didn't try too hard.
How could I do such a thing?
Well, there's a couple of ways. Gas, for instance. I mean, we could fix up a phony thing with the gas. Kitten, don't look like that. We'll just forget the whole thing.
No. Now, go on, Davy. I'm listening.
Well, maybe the easiest way will be with poison. It might be more convincing, even, because I'd have to get a doctor, and he'd have to pump you out.
Davy, I couldn't do that.
Wait a minute. It could be sleeping pills, or...
Yes, but...
I have some of those. It wouldn't hurt at all. Oh, look, all you'd have to do would be to take a couple. Nothing to really hurt.
Oh.
You could write to your mother, you see. Tell her what you're going to do, but that I don't know about it, see? You could say you were going to swallow a bottle of pills, but in actual fact, you only take a few. Then, when your mother shows up here...
Scares me, Davy. The whole thing scares me.
I promise you, kitten, nothing will go wrong. And your mother will know you love me. You do love me, don't you, Bonnie?
Oh, I do. I do.
Bonnie sat down that same afternoon and composed a letter to her mother with Davy's assistance. It was brief, emotional, and final. Davy's editing gave it a tone of melancholy forgiveness. He grinned as he licked the seal and raced to the mailbox. They waited until the next afternoon before putting their plan into action.
Leave it ring. It may be her. She may have received the letter, and now she's calling you. Leave it ring. Okay. This is it. Do you have the file?
Yes. Here.
Look, you better do all this yourself. To take out 3, okay? No, better make it 4.
Davy, are you sure it'll be all right?
Of course it will. Look, it takes at least 10 to hurt you, and even then it wouldn't do you a lot of harm. Besides, I'll get a doctor over as soon as possible. Trust me, kitten.
I trust you, Davy.
Wait a moment. Here, water.
Davy.
Yes, kitten.
Listen to me.
She took the pills, swallowing them one at a time. It was almost half an hour before she felt as much as drowsy. He suggested that she went to lie down in the bedroom. She did this. She was asleep 10 minutes later. He called her name, but she didn't waken.
Davy, you don't think I'm funny, do you? You don't care about the money, do you, Davy? And please, Davy, you don't...
Bonnie?
About money.
You asleep? Huh?
Davy.
Bonnie?
Davy.
Sleep? Bonnie?
What seemed like a long time passed. He went out and bought groceries at the store. He tiptoed to Bonnie's bedroom and called her. She did not stir. He was about to call Mrs. Daniels, having decided to change the plan a little, to call her urgently to come over instead, when...
Where is she?
Where's my daughter?
Well, Bonnie, why, she's lying down sleeping, I guess. I just got in a couple of minutes ago. Just a minute. What is this?
That's what this is all about. Take your dirty little hands off me.
Oh, brother, look at her. It worked. She's out of her mind. Now there's... She can't be dead. No, I'll get a doctor.
You're too late.
You drove her to this. It's your fault. If you'd let her alone.
Me, it's you. She did this because of you.
She isn't dead. She can't be dead. Bonnie, wake up. Wake up, kitten. It's all right. Everything's all right. It's all right, kitten. Please. Oh, for Pete's sake, you gotta wake up. Bonnie, wake up. She can't be dead. There weren't many pills in that bottle. She couldn't have taken many.
She wouldn't need much. Not with Bonnie's heart. It wouldn't take much.
What are you talking about?
She's had rheumatic fever when she was 13. Her heart's been weak ever since.
Bonnie, please, Bonnie. Bonnie, kitten, wake up, please. It's okay, Bonnie. Bonnie, wake up. All right, Bonnie, everything's all right.
Dear Mr. Snowden, would you kindly attend a meeting in the office of my attorneys, Hallman and Wilcox, 70 Wall Street, at 10:30 a.m., April the 3rd.
Were they meaning to do him harm? What could they do? Concerned about his making a claim against Bonnie's estate? He had already covered the question. Helena and Dowles had assured him that he had no rights to any part of the girl's estate. What then?
What then?
What? Mrs. Daniels is in my office waiting for you.
Am I being sued?
Sued? Of course not.
Come in, Mr. Snowden. It won't take very long. I wonder if you're curious about my daughter's estate. In case she didn't know, her inheritance from my late husband wasn't due until she was 21. Since her death, it automatically reverts to me. So, you see, there's nothing you could possibly expect.
I didn't expect anything.
Very kind of you, I'm sure. However, Mr. Snowden, the fact that you did marry Bonnie imposes a certain amount of obligation on me. You are my son-in-law, whether I enjoy the fact or not. As it happens, I don't. But as it also happens, I feel that it's necessary to make some kind of settlement in regard to your welfare.
I don't understand.
I'm sure Mrs. Daniels
Shut up,
very
Walter.
generous.
Tell her myself. Mr. Snowden, you seem very fond of that old house of ours. It was once valued at a great deal of money, but I doubt that it's worth more than a few thousand today. Anyway, it's yours, Mr. Snowden. You have complete possession of the land, the house, and everything in it.
Everything? You really mean everything?
Of course. Mr. Holman will see to the formalities. I merely wanted to let you know.
Gee, Mrs. Daniels...
Don't thank me. I can stand anything from you except thanks. I sincerely hope, Mr. Snowden, that we never meet again.
Melvin, let's take care of all the details.
Could I just ask one question? When Mrs. Daniels said I could have everything, well, there are certain places in the house, I mean locked doors, rooms and that. Am I entitled
to all? Of course, Mr. Snowden, everything. I'll see you get a full set of keys for every lot. No. So they get down to business.
Came the day when Davy drove out to look at his estate. A cursory inspection of the lower floors, and then the climb to the fourth. He was winded by the time he reached the door. He was excited, too. There might, of course, be nothing of value in the room, no treasure, no hidden cache of jewels. But there might just be something of value, he reasoned. There was, of course, only one way to find out. To learn the secret behind the locked door. Success. He stepped inside. The house was a sphinx. And like a sphinx, it was silent. But now, the silence was broken.
You lied to him. You knew perfectly well what you were doing when you deeded the house to Snowden.
I knew. You going to give me away, Walter? You could call that place lieutenant back, you know.
Of course, I'm not going to give you away. But, well, there's such a thing as morality.
I knew. I knew there was nothing behind that door, except rotten floorboards. I used to argue with my husband about it. I used to say we ought to have the floor repaired. That someone might fall through that terrible overhang and be dashed to pieces on the driveway. But he was a strangely miserly man. So we just locked up the room and forgot it. It's an old, gloomy house, Walter. But sometimes I really think it wasn't so bad.
Darling, let's go out and paint the town red.
But what about your headache?
Oh, that's gone. Grandpa Headache Powders did the trick.
Grandpa Headache Powders kill pain, soothe strained nerves, and lift depression. Grandpa Headache Powders are extra effective because they have a triple action. Grandpa Headache Powders work extra fast because they dissolve almost immediately. Get fast, effective relief from any pain, all pain. Get Grandpa Headache Powders.
Grandpa.
Soak, soak, that's all you have to do. Soak, soak, just for an hour or two you'll find things look as good as new when you use new Biotex.
Amazing new Biotex acts with a biological action to soak out the stubbornest stains and loosen dirt. New Biotex is great for all textiles and synthetics, whites and colors. It contains no bleach. Get amazing new Biotex today and let soaking do the washing.
Beyond Midnight is presented every Friday night at 9:30 by Biotex, the new soak and pre-wash powder. The program is adapted for broadcasting and produced by Michael McCabe.
Well, that's our show for tonight. I want to thank you all for listening. And remember, you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/terror1970. Or you can find me on Instagram at Radio Show Nerd. I also have a YouTube channel, Terror Radio. And this features, obviously, episodes of the podcast as well as vintage television series that delve within the horror and the suspense genre, such as Inner Sanctum, Suspense, The Whistler, One Step Beyond, The Veil, which was a unaired television series hosted by Boris Karloff, etc. Check it out. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Again, this is your host, Keith, better known as the Radio Show Nerd, signing off.